Okay, I'm going to talk about when people get their big break in life and what leads to it. Have you ever watched a biopic about a famous actor, actress, singer, rock star? It tells a story about how they started out in life in childhood and their aspirations to make it big. And stories are always unfold in different ways, you know. And it's probably somewhere in the middle of the story that they finally get their quote big break. I guess for musicians it would mean they're some major label signs their record for first, whatever the terminology is, but is willing to have them sign their label or something. And for aspiring actors, it would be they finally land their first major role. Have you noticed a pattern? You know how I'm always talking about you'll never ever get into one of these industries if you don't know the right people or are related to people in that industry. I'm always saying that. Are there nobodies? Are there outliers? Have no connections to that industry and somehow just get discovered just out of the blue? Yes, but I'm sure it's exceedingly rare. I mean, you watch these movies about famous people, they do seem to be, if you pay close attention, there's kind of a formula. People who wanted to make it big in singing, many times somebody in their family sang in a church choir. I think, I don't remember the one about Whitney Houston. I think that would have been a good example. But they know somebody. Usually there's somebody in their family that, is propping them up and leading them along. But the outliers, the people that do get their lucky break in spite of that, not having connections, what could be the reason? Does anybody spend any time thinking about that? How did they just get discovered? I mean, that's I kind of think, and I don't want to misquote anything here, but I kind of think the story I read about the author of all the Harry Potter books, I heard that she might have been one of those people that, well, like I said, there might have been some other bits and pieces to the story I just heard this story somewhere that she was homeless for a while, and I don't know. But anyway, moving on. I'm sure you heard the term destiny, karma, and another one I've heard, I don't know where I've heard this, is kismet. It's Kismet. I'm not really sure what that is. And karma is usually people in the Eastern religions get into. If you're a Christian, you probably don't hear anybody talking about karma much. Destiny, like, was this person destined to do the X in their life, and just all of a sudden everything in the universe just came together to make it happen one day? That's what a lot of us think. I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, some of us just don't go anywhere in life, and we wonder, maybe we just weren't destined for X, And karma, I'll give you the short version. Karma is something related to Eastern religions where you get, I don't know, it's kind of like a rap sheet or balance sheet for all your good and bad deeds that you did in other lifetimes. That's their interpretation of it anyway. And whatever, if you're having a lot of misfortune or not able to make something work, it could be something to do with karma. No, not a lot of people, not everybody believes that, but that's the interpretation I've heard. Kismet, I don't know what that is. Sorry, I can't talk about that because I don't know what that is. But just something to think about. Any of you look at famous people who make it big, and you wonder if there's something going on. Was it their destiny, or is it just nepotism? So many of us are going to try not to overthink this. I'll give you a good example. I know there's a famous actor who actually, the whole new age thing about visualizing what you want to have in your life and align yourself with the energy and all this. Apparently, there was a famous actor that actually did that. I'm not going to say his name, but there's probably more like that out there. He would just imagine one day he was stepping on stage and in this role or that role, and I don't know. I guess I just can't. I still feel like I don't know. Maybe that did happen. I still feel like there's more to it than that. I still feel like it's a lot. Most actors and actresses are related to people who are also actors and actresses. I'm sorry. I just don't think this new age mumbo jumbo is telling the truth about everything. But um, anyway, that's my take on that, and do with that what you will. I will talk to you guys another day.